Long ago, deep within an endless emerald forest, stood a magnificent mansion covered in climbing roses and glowing ivy. Colorful flowers bloomed around it in every season, making the estate look like something straight out of a dream. For sisters lived there alone after losing their parents at a very young age. The three older sisters, Charlotte, Victoria, and Eleanor, were known across the region for their beauty and elegance. But behind their graceful smiles and cruel hearts filled with jealousy and pride, the youngest sister, Elena, was different from them all. She had a quiet kind of beauty, soft, natural, and impossible to ignore. Her bright hazel eyes carried warmth and kindness, and her smile could calm even the coldest soul. But her beauty became a curse. The older sisters hated the way people admired Elena more than them. Over time, their jealousy grew darker and more dangerous. They forced her to work like a servant inside her own home while they spent their days wearing silk gowns, expensive perfume, and sparkling jewelry. Elena wore old dresses stained with dust and ash. From sunrise to midnight, she cleaned the mansion, cooked meals, polished floors, and worked endlessly in silence. One afternoon, the sisters prepared for a trip into the royal city to buy new dresses from the kingdom's finest boutique. Their carriage glittered with gold trim as they climbed inside, laughing proudly. Elena, Charlotte said coldly, "You'll drive the horses." Without arguing, Elena quietly obeyed. As the carriage moved through the forest road, two young princes rode past on horseback. At first, they noticed the glamorous sisters sitting inside the carriage. But then Prince Adrian's eyes shifted toward Elena. Even beneath the dirt and faded clothes, she looked breathtaking. For a moment, he couldn't look away. His younger brother leaned closer and whispered, "She's far more beautiful than the others." Inside the carriage, the sisters heard every word. Jealousy burned through them like poison. The moment they returned home, they dragged Elena into a locked room beneath the mansion. "How dare you embarrass us?" Victoria shouted. That night, while Elena cried alone in darkness, the sisters made a horrifying decision. They would get rid of her forever. The next morning, pretending to feel guilty, they apologized sweetly and invited Elena on a sailing trip across the sea. Trusting them once again, Elena agreed. The sisters boarded a large ship and sailed far from shore. After days of exhaustion and heartbreak, Elena eventually fell asleep beside the railing while the ocean breeze moved gently through her hair. The sisters exchanged cruel smiles. Then, without hesitation, they pushed her into the sea. The freezing waves swallowed her instantly. Believing she was dead, the sisters returned home satisfied. But fate had other plans. Hours later, the tide carried Elena safely onto the shore of a distant island. When she awoke alone on the sand, reality shattered her heart. Her own sisters had tried to kill her. She fell to her knees and cried into the empty wind. Suddenly, the ocean began to glow silver beneath the moonlight. The waves slowly parted, and from the water emerged a beautiful mermaid. Her long golden hair shimmered like sunlight, and her crystal blue tail sparkled beneath the sea. "Do not be afraid," the mermaid said softly. "The ocean protects kind hearts." Through tears, Elena told her everything: the cruelty, the betrayal, the loneliness she had suffered for years. The mermaid listened silently. Then she reached beneath the water and placed glowing pearls, diamonds, and gold coins into Elena's hands. "Take these," she whispered. "Build a new life for yourself. But you must promise never to reveal my existence to anyone." Elena promised. The next morning, she traveled to the nearby kingdom and sold a few of the jewels in the market. Before long, her extraordinary beauty caught the attention of Prince Adrian. Unlike most nobles, Adrian cared little for riches. What truly captured him was Elena's kindness and sadness hidden behind her eyes. "You look like someone carrying a broken heart," he told her gently. Elena smiled politely but revealed nothing. When she returned to the shore that evening, she was stunned. A beautiful seaside cottage now stood there surrounded by lanterns. flowers, and climbing roses. It was the mermaid's gift. The mermaid also gave her a small silver bell. "Whenever you need me," she said, "ring this bell, and I will come." For the first time in years, Elena finally found peace. Days turned into weeks. She and the mermaid became close friends, and Elena slowly rebuilt her life. But far away, rumors began spreading throughout the kingdom about a mysterious young woman more beautiful than anyone in the royal court. The sisters quickly became suspicious. One evening, they secretly followed Elena and discovered her magical connection with the mermaid. Greed consumed them instantly. The next morning, while Elena was away in the city, the sisters stole the silver bell and rang it beside the ocean. The mermaid appeared immediately, believing Elena needed help. Instead, she found three women holding sharp blades. "Give us your treasure," Eleanor demanded. "The sea only blesses those with pure hearts," the mermaid replied calmly. Blinded by greed and rage, the sisters attacked her. A burst of brilliant light exploded across the shore, and the mermaid vanished forever. At that exact moment, the magical cottage collapsed into dust, and every remaining coin turned to sand. When Elena returned home and saw the destruction, her heart broke all over again. The only thing left behind were blood-stained knives lying in the sand. When Elena returned home and saw the destruction, her heart broke all over again. The only thing left behind were blood-stained knives lying in the sand. She instantly understood what had happened. As Elena wept beside the ruined shore, Prince Adrian arrived. After hearing the truth, he gently took her trembling hands. "You've suffered enough," he said softly. "Come with me. No one will ever hurt you again." Adrian brought Elena to the royal palace, where the queen welcomed her like family. Soon, preparations for a royal wedding spread across the kingdom. But Adrian had one final surprise planned. He personally invited Charlotte, Victoria, and Eleanor to the ceremony without revealing the bride's identity. The sisters arrived proudly, hoping to impress the royal family. During the celebration, Prince Adrian stood before the royal court and asked, "What punishment should be given to those who betray innocence and attempt murder out of jealousy?" Trying to appear noble, Charlotte answered confidently, "People capable of such evil deserve severe punishment." Prince Adrian gave a cold smile. "Then your own words shall judge you." At his signal, the palace doors opened. Elena stepped forward dressed in silver and white, glowing like moonlight itself. The sisters turned pale with horror. Prince Adrian exposed every crime they had committed before the entire kingdom. The court erupted in outrage. The sisters begged for mercy, but it was too late. They were stripped of their titles and banished forever from the kingdom. And finally, after years of pain and betrayal, Elena found the peace, love, and happiness she had always deserved. As for the mermaid, some sailors still whisper that on quiet moonlit nights, a glowing figure can sometimes be seen beneath the waves, watching over the sea and protecting lost souls.